Hey, welcome to TokuTalkers. Today we're talking Ultraman Omega episodes 7 and 8. And then we're talking GoZyuger episodes 26 and 27. And yes, I know 27 is technically the start of a two-parter, but like, this is just how it works
Yeah.
right now. I'm one of your hosts,
Mhm.
Buster. With me, of course, is my wonderful co-host, Wyatt. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're here to talk about some tokusatsu. So
Mhm.
yeah.
We're here
First we'll
to
start with Ultraman.
yeah.
Oh wait, do you have any?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I'm ready to get into it. It's been a week, so yeah, let's just dive right into Ultraman Omega.
Yeah, alright. First off, Ultraman Omega Episode 7, Caught a Cold. This was an interesting one,
Mm.
because, like, it's very, like, this and the next episode, which is a Legend of Mount Kirifuri, are basically, like, very centered on, like, the introduction of, like, a new power-up, but it's also, like, kind of getting into, like, influencer culture, like, kind of,
Right.
like, weird, like, how influencers would react to kaijus, or how like the people of this world just like react to
Mhm.
kaijus, or like they're forming little like ghost writer groups about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that a relatively like is that a fresh idea in the realm of Ultra, or has
well,
that been like
they've
done in other
we've
series?
seen like not into this degree, I think, because we've seen
Mhm.
like kind of like social media being influenced in Ultraman, but I feel like this series Omega's like the first series to really go like full hog of like, yeah, like similar to how Kamen Rider Gav uses like social media to find the monsters. It's like this is very much the first series where it's like, yeah, they're fully exploring the idea.
Yeah, because there are some episodes already where they're like, oh, there's a news story, but then there's some things just like an internet post or whatever. And then this episode 7, this is the first one where they have like a full on like YouTube conspiracy grifter coming on and talking about, like aliens and all that good stuff. And it's funny because in Ultraman, aliens 100% do exist. I mean, the Ultramen themselves are aliens. They're designed to kind of look like gray alien type things with the big eyes and the gray faces and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there's of course like Baltan Seijin and Zeton Seijin and all those Seijin guys are aliens. Um, so it was fun to see, and I did know this monster that
Yeah, this
showed up,
is one of like the
Gomora.
first reuses of a monster in the
Yeah,
show.
and I know it because it's in the original Ultraman series, and that's one of the very few that I've seen all of. So, like, yeah,
Yeah, let me just make sure what the monster's name is, just real quick. Gomora.
Gomora,
Gomora.
yeah,
Yeah, Gomora. I just wanted to make sure.
yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, Gomera comes back, and then like I do like where it's like the grifter like full like he can only keep up his grift for so long, and it's like just like he just completely falls apart, and just like everyone turns
yeah,
on him, like just
yeah,
that just like yeah, it's still like kids show like, oh, with the good happy ending, but it's like still
right.
pretty like
Because in real life, people would be like, "Psyop, that's not real," like
yeah,
all
it's
his
either
fans would be
that, but it's
defending
also
him.
like that
So,
thing. Like, there's still like some basis in reality, because sometimes with like the grifters usually eat each other. So,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's a very like kids way of kids movie, kids show way of showing like, yeah, like they get their comeuppance in the end.
hmm yeah,
Um,
and like so yeah it was a funny episode and but I do think that we are in the middle of this like just we're chilling out section of Omega.
yeah,
Like I mean we did introduce the new like robot
yeah,
equipment toy thing.
Tyrion.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. Like a dragon and a tiger, so I wonder if there'll be two more that are a phoenix and a turtle, because those are the like
Ooh,
those classical Chinese
I could see a
mythical
phoenix. I'm
creatures.
not sure. Turtle maybe.
Yeah, that
We'll
would be pretty
see.
situational. It also is like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't even have like scans for like what the next few forms are, so like
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It was just like because Reckoness is a dragon, but it's more of a like a dragon, like a European whatever, like that kind
yeah.
of dragon. It's not really like the Chinese long type dragon like you would expect from the like those four sacred beasts. But I just figured because it's like, oh, there's a tiger. It could just be tigers are cool. And he gets the like Leo breaker from
Yeah, the
Transformers
claw.
Cybertron claw. Well, that's in the next episode, but
Oh yeah. I
I
mean, we're
just felt
talking
like
about
bringing
both
it.
episodes, and like I kind of
Sure.
like I'm tying them like together because like they're both kind of like two peas in a pod where it comes of like, oh, they're both episodes about how people react to kaiju and how they're like coping or reacting or like helping with it or not
Mhm.
helping with it.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. But yeah,
and like
it was an enjoyable episode for sure. Episode 7.
yeah,
It didn't blow me away or anything, but I thought it was funny, the premise, and I liked the scenes of the guy just being like an unreasonable asshole in public, like the lady being like, "Can you just move? Can you move out of the way?" Like there's like people trying
yeah,
to go up and down these stairs, and then him just being a dick. Just good.
good stuff. What did you think of episode 8 like overall?
Episode 8, it's not the same. Like the people involved are a little bit more. They're like kind-hearted,
Yeah.
like stupid, like cranks or whatever. Like they're. It is more like the Ghost Hunter style, of like we're gonna go into this haunted building and see if their ghosts are real. And again, thankfully they live in a fantasy show for children, so they're not just completely left high and dry about the fact that there are no ghosts. They actually do find some like weird shenanigans going on with like that abandoned town and the monster and everything.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
pretty
it
interesting
was
stuff. Although it didn't really like, I don't know. It just kind of felt like right now we're kind of in a going through the motions kind of era of Omega. I feel where
yeah,
it's like,
that's what I'm talking about. Where like last episode was like funny, so I was just like, okay, yeah, I enjoyed it, and the new tiger thing is pretty cool. This one, even though I just watched it earlier, like there's not a lot that comes to mind other
yeah, it's just like
than
it was mildly amusing. I guess is the best way to put it.
yeah. So like overall, like so far, Omega has been like okay. Like there's some good episodes here and there. But nothing has really like blown me away. There's like
Yeah,
some things where I'm like, oh, I'm really impressed by that. That was like really good.
yeah. Especially
I
like
like
after
the
like coming
mm,
from my perspective, the last two Ultra series were really good. So it just
sure,
kind of feels like oh we're kind of on melatonin comparatively, but it's still like
right.
it's still really like a fun show, I'd say.
Mm,
But just like when I'm watching like also Gav and GoZyuger week to week, where they're doing all these big exciting things for better or worse, like it just kind of like pales in comparison. Where it's like Omega feels very safe. Um,
yeah, it
but
is
like safe
very
isn't
like
bad, so you need a safe show occasionally. So
yeah, and it's just interesting because I feel like that my opinions and biases towards like how I feel about Ultraman, where like I enjoy it whenever I watch it, but like for the most part, like whenever I watch a show, it kind of feels like this, where like you get into the groove, you kind of establish the formula, and then after that, it's just kind of coasting until certain episodes or like certain plot points or whatever come out, and they are shorter seasons than Kamen Rider and Sentai, which is nice because they don't have to like pad things out. But and not that I have a problem with like Monster of the Week shenanigans or anything. There's plenty of good stuff in Sentai series where it's just like a weird Monster of the Week thing. It's just like yeah, the mystique and the interesting elements of Sorato being an alien living on Earth. Uh, I don't know. They're just not tapping into it that much, other than a few like
yeah,
sitcom
like
level
I
like
don't
Alf
mind them
jokes.
like yeah, I don't mind them like tabling it into like an important moment or like the halfway or even the finale. I just wish they would just like in the meantime we would like just get something a bit more exciting than kind of these basic plots. But like it's still like fine. I guess it's maybe just the execution. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, yeah. It's not, and I've talked about before
It's
that
like
like
there's nothing fundamentally wrong with the show. It's
right.
just like
That's why it's in
it's
the
just
like B tier zone. It's just like you're
yeah
good. you're not annoying or frustrating or anything like that. It's
Yeah, you're
just
not being harmful, but it's just like you're not really like you're kind of just doing like the basics. I don't know. Like the basics are fun, but it's like especially the grand pantheon of a franchise. But like when you're watching it week to week, where it's like this is the newest thing, it's like it can feel a bit draining.
yeah, and especially for somebody like myself who is trying to get into it, trying to watch like a new series for the first time, like all the way through. It can leave me wanting to be like, oh man, I wish this was like better, but then also kind of confused to be like, maybe this is just what all these shows are like. And I don't necessarily, I think that there probably are other shows that are more consistently engaging and everything. Right now, I would kind of, out of all of the ones that I've seen, um, it's similar to X because that is also a show that like sort of establishes its status quo and then
Yeah,
doesn't really
yeah,
have
I
like
can
a
see that.
continuous story or anything like that. It's just kind
I
of
can
like,
see that, but at least X has like really good one-off episodes, like
yeah,
really
I think so
like
too.
yeah, engaging one-off episodes where it's like Omega. I'm like the one-offs are mildly amusing at
Yeah.
their like minimum, and that's just kind of like I don't
But
know.
it's not yeah, exactly. And then like for other older shows, the context is very important.
Yeah,
So if you watch the very original Ultraman, you're not really going to be complaining about every episode being like a one-off thing because that's the style. Like that's
yeah,
what
it's like a monster movie every week. Yeah,
yeah, and it's usually every episode, especially like the Akio Jisoji episodes are like just they leave you with a very thought-provoking question or like with this like emotional story or like an interesting or funny story or whatever. And then yeah, it just feels like the past like 3 weeks or so before this was like the mole monsters and
yeah,
everything. And then before that though was with the like metal eating snake, and I remember us being very positive about
yeah. That was a good
that.
episode.
Yeah. So you know.
I don't know. There's no new Omega next week. It's a recap special, so we don't have to go into that. So,
Okay.
and hey, speaking of recaps,
Yep,
going
we
into
got we're
GoZyuger,
going. Yep.
episode 26 is a recap. Close to the secret, Horyu
Mhm.
Tono is the new employee.
Yeah.
This is a really funny recap I found. Like it's
Yeah.
like you got like Tomokazi Senki for the voice of
Mhm.
like the G Gundam protagonist doing his G Gundam
Right.
things. I thought
Yeah.
there were I when I saw he was gonna be in this episode, I personally thought they were gonna do like voice lugger references, but I'm like that's way too
Mhm.
niche. Like looking back at it, why did I
Yeah.
think that? Like that's very like yeah, it's a Sentai parody show or like made by Shitari Shinomori. So if like I guess that's where my brain went, but it's like that's like
Mhm.
I don't think the voice lugger has like that much like not staying power, but like cultural relevance in its country
Yeah.
of origin, or as
I
much as I think.
I think that the Toei has gotten a lot better in recent years at the art of recap episodes.
Oh yeah,
Um,
very much so.
I think there's some times where it's like it's still a little dull, but every so often you get a series where it's like, oh, they contextualize this really well.
Yeah, Don
Um,
Brothers did that too.
Don Brothers were very funny. Like I was just laughing because I was watching Don Brothers after the fact.
Mm.
But even then, like the fact that the recap episode starts with them watching the finale of Revice and it being like, we need to end our show. Like, wait, like I'm sick of this. We need to end this stupid show. It's just like a just very funny.
That well,
Um,
imagine what I would think we covered. We my last Tokusatsu podcast, I covered that episode as it aired, and that was a very
okay, yeah.
wild like thing to do.
Yeah, so in this that's like this is totally like that. But then like recently, weirdly enough, Gav had like a recap episode like right at the end, and it was like fine. Like
Yeah. It was
it was
mostly movie tie-in stuff, but like it
exactly,
was
yeah. Like there was a cool fight. We got to see like that kid from the first episode, but otherwise, But then Geets, they did a recap episode about halfway through, and that was very well
yeah.
done.
And
I
also like
think
because
just
it actually introduced like the best characters in the show with
yeah.
the supporters.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, it just like really moved the show. Feels like it moved the show forward and everything. And we see like the supporters in their weird CGI rider forms.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, so I think that they can do it when they really want to.
And I thought this was a pretty good one. Like
Yes.
it gives you like, all right, this is the stuff where we've been introduced to and we're working with. This is like here's some fun meta jokes about Toei and like because Toto goes to Toei to like become an employee, and then he's like because he's a hero, he's like too good of a hero, and so he has to do
Yeah.
like the kind of the Kamen Rider tragic thing where it's like, oh, like like where it's like, oh, lonely hero, he can't be here. It's like
Yeah.
it's just kind of forcing that onto him. I thought that was really amusing.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah.
it's just a really just charming episode. Like really, just
Yeah.
like I didn't feel like I wasted my time. Like there's some fun fights and fun
You
jokes that I'm
know,
like, yeah,
yeah. It wasn't enough for us to like. We really wouldn't have had anything to talk about if we did like episode 7 of Ultraman Omega and this
yeah,
together as like an episode, just because it's just like that one was like that was funny, and then this one would be like that was funny. So we
yeah.
didn't. There wasn't like a
It's really
lot of
hard to talk about
substance.
jokes without just repeating jokes. Like,
Yeah, and I'd rather not do that just because not only because it would be tedious to listen to, but in general with funny things, I like going into it, like leaving people with the impression
yeah.
that something's funny but without spoiling any of the
Jokes,
humor.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the fun of Hundreds of Beavers or AJ Goes to the
Mm,
Dog Park or
mm,
the
mm.
third niche movie that is
Yeah,
very
that's
funny.
yeah. But yeah, that's good recap episode. It was fun.
All right, time for
Um
the episode that I've got a couple DMs about because of its contents.
is it I could guess why, but I would like to,
Okay, episode 27, Win the Battle, Get Rich Quick. So this
mhm,
episode is about it's a Six Ranger focused episode. It's a Mashiro focused episode.
yes,
It's like
which is
really
nice because
cool.
I think that he hasn't gotten enough focus since he's
Yeah, like he
had his
has like
introductory
moments
arc.
in the show where it's like, yeah, I still like you, but it's like he hasn't really gotten like a full on focus episode in a bit.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm very glad he did. Written by Keiji Hasagawa. He was writing this week and next week's episode. Who like I just
Okay.
like this is his first Sentai writing gig. He's written a lot of
And
Ultraman. He's written some Kamen Rider.
yeah, he was
Never
the
Sentai.
Gotchard writer, right? Is
Yeah,
that
head
the
Gotchard writer. He also did
yeah?
SSS Gridman and Dynazenon.
Which people
He's been
really
around
like.
the block for a while.
I've only seen Gridman. I have not seen Dyna Zenon, but I did see Gridman and I enjoyed it. So yeah,
Dynazenon's really good. Whenever you
yeah,
get around to it, highly recommend
yeah.
it. Anyway, let's just rip out the band-aid. The monster in this episode.
A little yikesy, perhaps. Is that the
uh it's people are like, okay, I get it. It's still a bit sus, but I don't think this was out of malicious because of
yeah?
because here's the thing. It won. Okay, first off, Saudi, Dubai, like our Arabian
Yeah,
stereotype. The monster
they
is
literally go to Dubai in the episode and
yeah,
meets a like rich guy and gets his
yeah,
dog for him and everything. So like, it's funny that they do that joke twice. Where to the
yeah.
point where I thought like, oh, is this guy going to be like important in the episode? Is there a reason why
No, he's
this
just
monster
there
has a
just to be like
keffia
part of the
on?
competition. Yeah.
No, it's just like they just keep drawing the connection. I guess the other thing they could have done was like American billionaires, but I feel like maybe like
That's a bit too passive, and I get that
yeah,
this is an actual thing, especially with like Saudi Arabia, like billionaires investing in a lot of
hmm
Japanese like media. Like you have like the recent
SNK or
Grandizer
whatever.
show, like
Hmm
was founded like, and Fatal Fury. We don't have to get
Right.
into that, but so it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
I get that satire, and also this episode has Battle Japan, who like we get Universe Warrior Battle Japan
Right.
in this episode, and his show has it's not like stereotypical cultures, but it's like the theme of Battle Fever is kind of like nations and
World culture.
nationalities,
Yeah. I would
like
say my first gut response to it was like, oh, I know what joke they're going for. I get it. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's not quite in the like this is like I wasn't fully offended, but I'm
yeah.
also a
Yeah, like
white guy,
I'm
so
like
whatever.
for those who don't know, I'm Arab and Muslim, so it's like
Mhm.
I think I wasn't offended. It was just like, oh, okay, it was just like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was weird,
You're
but
just
it's
like,
like
oh,
I get what you're
haha,
doing.
whatever.
It's
Oh
like
yeah.
and I get it. I get it because Battle Japan's in this episode, and so but it's
It's like
you know,
the Gyaru episode that we had
yeah,
a few
yeah.
episodes
This is the
ago,
second
where it's
time in
like,
second time in like the last few weeks
yeah,
where it's
where it's
like,
like this isn't like I know that it's not blackface or
yeah,
brown face or anything. It's
yeah,
supposed to be like it's a specific style, and I know Gyaru has like moved away from the like heavy
yeah.
tan, like that kind of style, but there is still like just a little bit of the yikesy element to it. Like
Yeah,
that's
where
what
it's
I'm
like
talking
you're
about.
towing the line. Like any further,
Yeah.
I would probably call you out. But like you're not going too far. Where it's like
Mm,
I'm not gonna call malicious. But other than
yeah.
that, this episode's great.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like a really good episode. So,
Yeah, I
you
mean, you
know.
got like battle, like I guess to talk about the Battle Japan stuff, played by Kirame Blues actor, um, which is that's why he had when he transforms, he has all those blue sparkles, which is kind of I imagine that'll be very confusing to those not in the know, but yeah, so and like one he also gets the Stay Caesar armor because he just developed it himself because he's like a tech bro, like who's kind of
Yeah.
competing with Kuon at this AI company,
Mhm. Mhm.
so it's like
Yeah. It's interesting.
it,
The two plots don't really have that much to do with each other, like the A and B plots.
yeah, like
But they do converge by the end.
I feel like
Um,
thematically they kind of like tie in because it's like like the 1% of like tech
yeah,
bros
exactly.
and rich people, so like
Yeah,
thematically
rich
I think
people.
they work together.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that it was still engaging the whole way through. It is again like a little funny that Mashiro is kind of just disconnected from the team, but I guess it's like good, and especially
Yeah,
we get like a little nugget of finally some
backstory.
from stuff from Gude Burn. Yeah, we get his backstory, but we get a little bit from Gude Burn, who I remember
Yeah,
whenever
he
he was
hasn't been
introduced.
in the show for a while since his
Yeah,
introduction, so it's like it's nice to see him like kind of like the sentient, also just the sentient mecha playing a part in like a fight or like a
yeah,
conflict.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
But I think the star of the episode is Bouquet.
yeah, we haven't
Uh,
even gotten to like the main hook of the episode.
yeah, and
Like
like
Bouquet getting amnesia, and it's
mhm,
like we get to see more of her like basic like even before she got to amnesia, we basically get to see her like growing love for like human stuff,
mhm,
like
yeah,
the human touch, or it's like Rikyo and stuff, where it's like we've been seeing that grow, and it's like this kind of reaches its apex here. Very interested to see how they'll play in next episode.
yeah.
Um,
It's cool because we just had a plot with
yeah,
Fire Candle going off the deep end, and then Bouquet had to like she was like worrying and wringing her hands over him, and then like
yeah,
was happy when everything turned all right. It
and now
seems
Fire
like we're
Candle gets
going
to
in the
return the
opposite.
favor.
Exactly, it seems we're going in the other direction. And just in general, I just love that even like Shining Knife and Sweet Cake, like they're even though they're just monster guys in a suit, they still get like a lot of nuance to them and their relationship with their like these people that are basically their coworkers, but they still sort of they're like becoming friends, it's like becoming clear that's
Yeah,
friends. That's like not that common in Sentai. Usually like the villains are at odds with each other, are very self-motivated, and just like united under one leader. Maybe they're competing for the leader's attention, but these guys, I thought that they would be a little bit more generic than the Noto were in Don Brothers, but I feel like they're still fulfilling that same niche of like, even if they are unambiguously the bad guys this time, their personalities are still very like nuanced. They're not just
yeah.
like pure evil, we want to destroy everything. There's like a lot of sympathy or empathy that you get from just like watching their interaction. So I really love that. And yeah, just Bouquet is so adorable. Seeing
Yeah,
her like
they actually just announced figures like of like cartoonish like anime style figures of Bouquet and
mhm.
Fire Candle, which look really
Oh, I'm
cool, and
gonna buy the hell out of
I
those.
would be
Yeah,
willing to get those if I did it if I actually had money to
that's
get them.
true. Yeah, they're probably like $200 or whatever.
Yeah,
But if they make one for them, and then also like, I mean, is there a Tega June
there is a
toy?
Tekajun toy. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's
Yeah. I
like
think.
because technically it's also uh Kuon's Gerudo's like transformation thing because it's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
basically a remolded Tegasword. So
that's what I figured. It's yeah, that was the case. And so like that, and then like if they make one for Shining Knife and Sweet Cake, it might be like one of the first times you could
I think they
create
have
the
Udo. I
whole
think they have Udos
of those.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very rare for you to be able to get like all the figures of like a villain group from Sentai. Like that is like weirdly kind of rare. Um
Yeah,
unless it's
even
like a
statue
PR.
stuff, but like
Yeah.
still.
Unless it's like a PR series, then you
Like
can be
Power
like, oh,
Rangers,
you
yeah.
can
Power
get
Rangers was
yeah.
pretty good about doing all the action figures for like the
Yeah,
villains. Like I got a couple of the Go Busters guys
I
because of
remember
that.
them doing the Psycho Rangers, and I remember being like, "Oh, I want to buy that because the Psycho Rangers are cool, but I also obviously am a big Mega Ranger fan, so the Neji Rangers, are just they're so cool. They're just so goddamn cool. So it's just nice to have like figures of them because they are technically
Yeah,
Rangers.
I mean they
So
technically have like two versions of like Psycho Neji Rangers like in recent
mhm.
memory. They have the freaking what's it called?
The Lightning
Um,
Collection
the
and
Lightning Collection one and the Legacy Collection one. So yeah, you got
oh, okay,
options.
yeah. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, very I loved her in this episode. I love Bouquet in the episode and
Yeah, I
her
just like Bouquet in general. She what a
yeah.
great like little
Yeah,
gal.
she's adorable. It's her the message of the episode really was very emotional to me. It kind of reminds me of like the best parts of Gav where it's about like just like gratitude and like sharing like a
Hmm.
meal or money or something like that with somebody and like that experience, like it's not just the consumption and the like greed that's
Yeah, which like
motivating you, it's
fits
the
with the
human
themes of the
connection.
episode.
Yeah, it's the human connection and everything. So like even if it was a complete cop out that like I win because your money is sad,
Yeah,
it still like worked with the themes of the
yeah.
episode and everything.
Like
So I was just like,
it's
yeah,
a good mix of like thematic heart and absurd comedy. You know.
yeah, which is the Sentai is very good at.
Yeah.
So because it's definitely the more absurdist of the two Toei
Series,
Tokusatsu
yeah. Although Kamen
series.
Rider can have its absurdist elements. I mean, we
Mm,
just have the freaking the snack series about to come to an
right.
end.
Mm. And I'm excited for this Inception spy series that's going on.
Yeah.
Whatever is going on with Zets,
Then
you know.
we'll talk about it next episode, but like here's the thing. I have to go on a vacation, so there won't be an
Mm,
episode next week. So like
yeah,
we will come back when Zets fully debuts. So
yeah.
yeah, that'll be
And
fun.
thankfully you said that like, oh, Omega doesn't have an episode next week, so that's
Yeah, so
only
that's
one
one
Omega
less.
episode, two and then two of GoZyuger and then one of
So, yeah, or
Zet.
depend. They might. I don't know if they'll take a hiatus, but like, yeah, it seems like GoZuger's scheduled to just go as normal. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but we'll see. All right. Do you have anything else to say about
No,
this episode?
solid episodes. There was 27 was could have been really yikes if they leaned more into it, but luckily, no. It's fine. You know, no,
Yeah.
they played it like as well as they could have with a concept like that. Uh,
Yeah. It's like it was a long shot and it like mostly paid off because it's like, yeah, there
yeah,
is like, a lot of billionaires or like millionaires and everything in
yeah,
Dubai. So, I get the iconography and everything.
yeah.
It
Just
would
like
be like if they had like, I don't know, it's I guess like an easy thing. I don't know if kids will immediately be like, I know that there are oil barons and like whatever. But it would be like if in Sentai sometimes they're like, oh, there's somebody who's really strict or really like authoritarian or shouts at you and they're wearing a sort of like Nazi-esque like black leather
yeah.
uniform, or
It's
like a
a whole thing. It's
communist
like
kind of uniform or
cultural
something like
exchange is
that.
the whole thing.
Yeah. There's like it's just like some things are a little uncomfortable. The octopus lady in Q Ranger being a Nazi is like, yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But
But hey, you take the pleasure of the pain, as they say.
course. Yeah. Wow. Just like Hellraiser.
I,
But
I was referencing Sonic
I
Frontiers
know. I'm
actually, but like
joking.
Hellraiser works too.
Yeah. Hellbound Heart,
Yeah,
great book.
yeah. Plug your stuff, Wyatt. Where can
All right,
people
go
find
on.
you for more insightful takes?
Oh, go on over to twitter.com or what Blue Sky, blah, 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 Blue
Blue
Sky, Waz
Squad.
Ranger, Blue Sky, Waz Ranger, WAZP Ranger, mostly stream of consciousness stuff, but I post about podcasts I'm doing or videos I'm making. Um, yeah, I do. It's Only Magic, my YouTube channel. It's cartoon reviews and retrospectives. Post my podcast on there, Cartoon Buffoons. You can get that, along with everybody, or you can get it a week early if you go on to my Patreon. Also, It's Only Magic, $3. You get next week's episode immediately. So if you're really excited to listen to us talk about the Boondocks right now, boom, $3. And if you only got $1, that's fine. You still get something, and that's Wow Cool Robot. Me and my friend Wayne going through every single robot in existence. It's a lot of fun. So there you go. Those are all my plugs. Buster, how about you?
Yeah, you can find me at Blue Sky yapping about whatever. And then you could also find me on YouTube talking about. I have a couple videos coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Some of them might be Kamen Rider, some of them might be Sentai, some of them might be whatever. We'll see. And we got the
Oh yeah,
YouTube, we got Blue.
we also did just record Cartoon Buffoons.
Oh
You
yeah,
came
I
on
am coming
Cartoon
on an
Buffoons.
episode soon, so
Yeah, a couple
stay
episodes from
tuned. But
now.
if you want to see more of my podcasting or this show, well, subscribe to this channel, Modular Media. We got all sorts of fun little shows. We got Analytical Fanboys coming this week. We got Modular Components coming next week. Just all sorts of fun stuff to look forward to. But that's gonna do it for this week in TokuTalkers. We're gonna see you in like a week or two, 2 weeks before the Zets debut. Yay!
Oh yeah.